Hello everyone, I'm Rob Smith of Smiths in the Black, and we're coming into a Friday into the weekend, so let's take a look at what we got. You always want to see what's setting up for the next week. So we did have yesterday that inside week in SPY, and we took it down, but now we're coming back in for potential rev strat. So depending on where we close here, we'd be looking at this week's high to try and take these two highs out next week. Still an inside month, so back and forth we go, and that's what we've been seeing. Like I said here on the daily, we had the gap down and then rally back, gap down and then rally back, and now gap up, and it's holding. So we'll see how that goes. But we always want to see what's going to set up for next week, and that'd be rev strat here. If we go to QQQ, and Q's still an inside week. Right, we got some day left and just kind of dojing out up into here right now inside in the 15er, as you can see. Let's go to the 60s here, inside on the 60 QQQ. Either side of this week is something we want to know about too, because that's an inside week, still handily an inside month, but you are green on the month. Right now, just kind of dojing out on the day. So sometimes, on a Friday, wait until later in the day for some position squaring, but we are seeing some good rotation today, so I'll get to in a second here. Go to the Dow Jones Diamonds. And Dow Jones Diamonds, poke down, potential hammer on the week, still inside month, handily so we know that. Small cappers here, a little better. And small cappers 2 down, 2 up on the day. And let me see, is that inside on the week, or did I take that out? Yeah, I took it out. So that would just be a hammer on the week. But you can see stuck in here, all these inside months stuck. But you did have this nice inside 60 here, right? And that's what we're always looking, watching those broader averages for those inside 60s, because that's an equilibrium. That's either going to be a 2-1-2 reversal or a 2-1-2 continuation. In this case, 2-1-2 continuation, reconfirming the 2-2 reversal day to the upside. So we'll see. A lot of bank earnings out today, and so all those are running here. If we go to XLF, 2-2 reversal day on a Friday, coming back up after what? Stop them all out, triangle out, and then get. And now, potential rev strat week for XLF here. And if we go to FAS, same deal. Inside week, pokes down, comes back in, and they're all looking real similar here. So PNC was the one that was down originally, and then has a nice comeback here on the daily to go outside day. So if you go to the 30, you're going to see this. And, I post that gapper list on Twitter every morning. And, you'll hear me talk about keeping newer folks, especially on just 30s and 60s, right? 30 and 60-minute charts. Because if you did that, here's your 2 down, 2-2 reversal on the 30 here. And that goes here above this. 149.37. So 149.38, boom, you're in. Then you got an inside 30. You can add on that over 152.07. Still no lower low on the 30s, right? That's a nice trade, because a lot of these things are running. You had Citicorp on the run here, and even if you miss this, we call this a Momo hammer, right? And what that means is anybody who short this, they got what they wanted for a little bit. It started to drop here, but then when it goes back up, now you're running into real buyers, because you're going to go outside week, and you got green on all time frames, the 2 down, 2 up reversal on the day. Looking to take this out, which it did, and then we'll see. Even if you miss this, you can still grab it here, because this is a 2 up by taking out the highs, 2 down by taking out the lows, and then boom, 2-2 reversal here over 48.81. Still going, as far as I can tell. Citicorps. If you go to all of them, Bank of America here, and they're all looking real similar, and that's what you want in a sector rotation. You want all the charts to look really similar. That means they're buying all the banks. 2 down, 2 up reversal for Bank of America, Wells Fargo. Here, 2 down, boom, 2 up, hits magnitude up in here, and then starts to stall out a little bit. Northern Trust here, and Northern Trust 2 down, 2 up. Going for the outside weaker, still coming up here. Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, all of them looking real similar on those 2-2 reversal days, and that's really what you want when you're watching for sector rotation. So it hits this magnitude here, higher high, lower low. So then they start to stall out a little bit, but we'll see what happens coming into the afternoon. Market softening up just a tad here. Netflix. They came back into some of the fangers here too. You see this? This was a 2 down, even though it was green. then inside, and then boom, stop all these guys out and go to here, and these become an outside bar of that. Tight on the week, but setting up the Rev Strat weaker, if there's any hope. Still inside month like a lot of things, but Netflix having a real nice morning here so far. If we go to Amazon, and Amazon inside day to the upside, just kind of stalling out now, and we'll see if that sets up here for the Rev Strat week. Inside week, poke down, boom. For next week, still, like a lot of things, still inside month, so back and forth we go. Even Meta getting into the act a little bit today finally, with a little 2 down, 2 up, so we can keep an eye on that, but these weekly ranges really tight, so you just always want to be aware of that when we come, especially coming into a Friday. If we go to CELH, nice inside day, right? Boom, to the upside. And if that works, Momo Hammer, because that's a 2 up on the month, coming up through here and setting up the Momo Hammer weekly if they want to keep taking it up. So far, a nice day there for CELH. If we go to Beyond the Meat, and Beyond the Meat's having a nice little day here too. And on the daily, you can see this, 3 days inside of here. And the inside bar, the 2 up, the 2 down, just form the micro try. See this, the higher high and the lower low, and then that 2-2 reversal day here. And what that does is it reconfirms this, the 2-1-2 inside month and up for Beyond the Meats. And you can see how badly this thing's gotten pummeled. Now coming back, potential Momo Hammer on the week as we close out. If we go to Analog Devices, ADI, remember we talked about this one yesterday, right? Because it was coming up 2 down, 2 up reversal on the day. And if that works, we're looking to do this. Outside week, 2 down, the 3-2-2, and take all these guys out, which it did. So we'll see if there's any more in the tank there. The market's still stalling out here a little bit. Another one we talked about yesterday, SIGA. And SIGA is inside month to the upside, 2-1-2 continuation. And then you have your inside day. So for the rest of the day, we can look for shorter term signals over 1443, where you're there right now. So we'll see how that sets up going into the afternoon. RYTM, inside day to the upside, reconfirming that 2-1-2 reversal month to the upside, right? Inside month to the upside, and there's your inside day. We talked about that one too. If we go to DraftKings, they're coming into some the gamer stocks. And DraftKings, the outside day, the 3-2-2 day, setting up the potential hammer weaker. Still inside in the month, but if you can take this out, you'd have an inside month to the upside over 1465. You got a little bit more room on that. And that tells us we can look at Penn. And Penn Gaming here, inside day, the 2-1-2 reversal here, setting up the Rev Strat weaker. Inside week, pokes down, and then if you can get it strong enough, take this out, you'd have a 2-2 reversal on the month over 35.24. You got some more room on that, we'll see. If we go to XLV tries to gap and go, looking like the banks. 2 down, 2 up, and then setting up the outside week, 2 down, 3-2-2 for the next week. And if that works, you might be strong enough to take this out. 132.73 over the highs of this, and then you'd be a 2-2 reversal month. And so that's UNH on a gap, just kind of gap and sitting up in here, but that gets them all going here because UNH on this is now 3-2 to the upside. Hammer month to the upside, and that tells us Centene. CNC, boom, 2 down, 2 up, and takes all these guys out in one shot, and that takes out last month's highs too. And, as we've seen, there's so many inside months. If you can find things that aren't doing that, especially coming into the weekend, that's what you'd want. Because Humana going back up here, 2 down, 2 up, and taking out last month's highs. Now just kind of stalling out. We'll see how that goes going forward. But, yeah, healthcare, banks is what they're doing here. And the gamer stocks. And Netflix and Amazon. So, and Starbucks having a nice little day here, too. Starbucks, inside day to the upside. The 2-1-2 reversal, and up she goes. Potentially the outside week here, and then here, if you can take this month, that would further get my attention over 81.29, right? So you got a little bit more room on that. On the downside, when they came in here, immediately it was China getting hit. Baba. And Baba, 2 up, 2 down week, and continuing down into here. Now just stuck in here on the 60s. So we'll see if it gets out of there, because potentially the outside month, and that tells us Baidu stuck in here on the 60s, but Baidu also taking out last week's lows, and still an inside month, I believe. Didn't take that out, right? Yeah, no, still an inside month. So if you can take that back down, we talk to China. Billy Baru coming down a little bit here. Billy going after the month here, right? Below 22.11, right? You're almost there. So we'll see how that goes. So a bunch of China's getting hit. We also got dollar yen. This is another thing we look for. This baby going outside day. Take this thing out, down into here, right? Whenever you have that potential 3 bar, might as well finish her off, and that'd be below 243.31. So you're almost there on that, and would take out maybe 2 weeks of lows here if you can take that out. So we'll see. If we go to Mondelez. Mondelez and the XLP, also potential the outside day. Now you got your outside week, took out the highs and the lows. Still inside month, but anytime you get that blood red coming back through here, you're going to be looking to take this out here. 60.26. So we're almost there. We'll see, and that tells us to look at XLP. And XLP just kind of sitting there, but did back off on that inside 60, as you can see that there. So we'll see. Triple doji weaker, so not doing too much over there, but we'll see. If we go to Solars, FSLR, and just stuck in this mother bar. Remember, whenever you have an inside bar, whatever's before that is the mother bar, so kind of stuck in here, but the Solars started off weak and then started to come back. The ENPH has been coming back, so a little bit of conflict over there, and SEDG here also coming back off the gapper list, so we'll see how that goes. If we go to Plug, well, mother bar is just stuck in here, but just it's stuck in this weekly, but blood red on the day, and that's always something we look for. SEDG goes to the highs as I speak, so those Solars starting to recover a bit. And let's see if you had any nice 15ers or 30s. And a little tricky on that, but there's your inside 30, and then the slight poke up. So what we call this is a sideways 60. If these two updated at a different time, they would be inside of the 60 here. So when it took out this, you can go after it again right there, and there it is. Right now, trying to go inside and up off the 30. So right now, it's Friday. SPY kind of stalls out here just a little bit, but setting up the RevStrat week, and so we'll see how that goes come Monday. But as far as today, Netflix, Amazon, all the financials in the XLV to the upside. China to a certain extent to the downside, just kind of stuck there. But we'll see how it plays out and how they want to position themselves coming into the weekend. All right, that's going to do it for today. Rob Smith, Smith the Black, Strat Time Report.